whatever it is, based on past experiences, we can get stuck looking for his presence centered on our understanding or what we want or what we need or what we're not available to, instead of realizing that God is present at all times. When that does, then it changes how you act. Because if my house attached to him and he is in the room, I'm gonna act differently, right? Remember when you were a kid and when your mom and dad was in the room, you act differently than when you were with your friends? There's it's the same way. Like when we understand he's in every area of our life, it changes everything. But why don't we believe that he's present? Why do we think that we can alienate him from the room? I met my wife in a nightclub, and I know now that that woman is exactly what I needed when I needed it. But it was hard for me to think that God was in Peabody's with me because my motives were all off and out of whack. But it's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, the other scripture I probably quote more than any others. These two scriptures have become everything to me. Lean not on your own understanding, but all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. The moment you realize he's present in all your ways, not just the ones you want him to see, but in the ones you're trying to hide from him, the moment you acknowledge him in a room where you didn't want him to be, now you're forced to make a decision. Do I change my how, or have I settled this is just who I am? And if you're wise, connected to him truly, when my daddy walked in the room back in the day, I changed my tone real quick. I can remember one time I was in the age where I got whoopings. If you didn't get whoopings or you don't whoop your kids, God bless you. I didn't really whoop my kids either. They got a spat every now and then, but I can tell you my parents loved me, and every spanking I got was warranted, and I'm better off because of it. My dad never beat me. My mom never beat me. There was always um, the right discipline at the right time. But I can remember one time I got into a fight with my mom and arguing with her. And I left the room and I walked in my bedroom and I got in front of the mirror and I told my mom what I thought about her with no words, obviously. And I stopped and I looked in the doorway and there was my daddy. And my daddy, I instantly laid down the bed. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He grabbed me by my belt loop, picked me up, and marched me in to my mama and whooped me while I apologized to her. I act differently. I was apologetic the moment he walked in the room because I knew my dad was going to hold me accountable. So, sometimes we don't want him to be in the room, but the crazy thing about God is he's a gentleman. He's not kicking your doors down, he's not forcing himself upon you. But he said, if you'll acknowledge I'm in the room, I will make straight your paths. I'll change your house. I'll get you on the right path that somebody in your life is going to experience me through you. That's the important part of all of this. That's why we're parents. That's why we're spouses. That's why we're in business. That's why you've been called to be an entrepreneur, because you have a heart to do something different. But if your why's not centered in him, you'll chase everybody's why. You'll read the next book, you'll go to the next conference, and you're constantly don't know why you're doing something. You're just changing your hows every day. But when you get focused on your why, then your hows begin to take shape, and your hows will point everybody back to your why.
Well, and it's all through scripture too.